test. Gotta see how loudly I can talk.
Hi, hello, welcome.
Smile like that.
It's a regular smile.
It's crystal clear, we've been on a year, the struggle straight along the way, but having you by my side makes everything okay. We're watching video clips of all types of shits, laughing out loud, we really hate this crowd, and we don't know where to go, hopefully take it slow. Lots of hustler minds will reject the decline, our approach to life and that, well that's just fine. We wanna let others live because it's none of our business. We press your chest upon our mess. There's so many minds, hey, I'd like to align. See beyond this place, we want a part of this race. We do what we can, you better tap out, man. You're about to pass out or get a pick for the cloud. Why is it so hard out here? Lately it's so weird. Try to stay woke and humble and joke. It's fucking hard out here.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of It's Hard Out Here. And today we got another special guest with us, Travis Shull.
That's me.
All the way from San Marcos, Texas. It's about 30-minute drive, 20-minute drive.
Depending on which way you come from, or
Yeah.
which part of Austin you're going from, and how far you're going into San Marcos, and if there's traffic.
So many factors.
It's all true.
I'm Joel Morales.
I'm Karen Ayala.
Cool. So thanks for joining us, dude. Really
Thanks
appreciate
for having
it.
me. Nice
So,
invite.
Travis is a longtime friend of mine. So I know a lot about him, but y'all don't. I mean, so would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what you've been up to, or what you came out here for? Because, I mean, you're obviously from El Paso. I'm ranting now, so I'm going to stop and let you take over.
Okay. Yeah, born, raised El Paso. That's where we met about, let's see, I think I was in middle school and you were a freshman?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was a year younger.
Oh, that's
I was
right. I
grade
forgot
under.
about that. You were a grade under. No, I was definitely in high school, though.
Yeah.
Because the person that we knew, that I met you through, we went to two different middle schools.
Yeah.
So I didn't meet them until high school.
Yeah.
So, I think you were just saying freshman high school, middle school.
Yeah, I think it was about like 8th grade, and then I started hanging out with the gang. And then, yeah, it was around high school that we
Yeah.
started hanging out. Nice
So I
little
guess
tight
you were
crew.
going into high school? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Oh my God. That's so weird to think about.
yeah, it's wild.
A long time ago. I do remember, though, seeing you start to come around.
Yeah,
I remember that, and I was just like, who's this dude? I've never
The
seen
weird
him
newbie.
before. Yeah. Just hanging out. And, yeah, I don't know. The rest is history, I guess, right? Like,
yeah.
Do you remember what that was like, coming into that social group, I guess? And
Yeah, it was definitely very awkward still, trying to like get my social just awareness and like how do you act between people. Yeah. So it was very quiet coming in. And it was kind of strange because a lot of guys were like already friends and just like kind of like, yeah, all right, how do I get in here?
yeah.
I've always been like a weird sideline sitter and just like strategy. Just like, okay, maybe I'll get a joke in here. Maybe I'll get a laugh.
Nice.
You know, something along those lines. You know, just really kind of timid, but
Yeah.
like, hey, you guys seem cool.
That's
Like me.
crazy. Yeah. I
What
can't
worked?
imagine.
I don't know. It was just like I don't recall anything like specific.
Yeah.
It was just like
such a long
slow.
time ago.
Yeah. And it was I don't know. We're hanging out a lot too.
Yeah, all
That's
the
crazy.
time. So the only times I do like have kind of vivid memories of, I guess that's a contradiction. Would be like hanging out in Jared's garage.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen until a little bit later, right? Like down
Yeah.
the line. So we had already established like our connections and whatnot. So yeah, those are the only times I really remember hanging out in the garage and outside in front of the house too.
Yeah.
'Cause we never really hung out inside the house at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outside in the truck bed.
In the truck bed, yeah.
Oh, such sweet memories.
That was a weird time. I mean, yeah,
It's really weird, but I mean, what else were we doing, you know?
Yeah, true.
Being weirdos.
Well, on that note, actually, like, I always felt like you especially were one of the ones that was actually doing something. Because I know were you in band at that time already?
Yeah, I was in band, yeah. because
Okay.
I was already in like jazz and stuff at that time because I was really big into it in like middle school. That's when I really decided. Bass. I went into like, I specifically wanted to do jazz, you know, and then I was trombone player, and I was getting pretty good, you know, and then so going into high school, I remember they knew me from, like the middle school was a feeder into the high school, so I was just like, yo, I don't really want to do marching band, I want to do jazz band, and they knew of me already, but they're like, now you have to do it all. You know, like you have to be in one to be in all the rest. I'm like, well, it sucks or whatever.
That's a lot.
But I later found out it was because they wanted me to play in their goddamn marching band. Because I was a strong young player. You know,
Jeez.
Manipulation of children.
Exactly what I was thinking. I was like, that's manipulative as fuck.
Yeah.
So why'd you, or what brought you to jazz over, I guess, marching band?
No, at that time, I think I was like, because I think I started playing bass specifically like around 6th grade because my brother got a guitar, and so we're learning like Black Sabbath and
Nice.
you know stuff like that. And around that time, I was like starting to explore, you know, like I guess just more genres of music, like bass oriented, like a lot of funk, a lot of just like groove, like kind of soul, you know, Motown, a lot of like cool bass lines, and then yeah, I found someone gave me a CD of like Jaco Pastorius, who was like the best, you know, bassist, electric bassist
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's a
at the
name
time,
drop.
and
I've
so
never
I was
heard
just
of
like, yeah, listened to it and was like, whoa, this guy can do stuff with the bass. He can make it sing.
Yeah.
And then yeah, and at that time it was like I knew that high school in our area was like the best at jazz.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I had no
and it was
idea.
like my way to, you know, like play bass in school.
Yeah.
So
Damn, but I mean, so was there any time that you had to take outside of school for that? Because that's what I was kind of getting at earlier when I mentioned, I felt like I was definitely one of the ones in our social group where I was just hanging out, not really doing much,
Yeah.
but everyone else seemed to have something that they were like, you know, trying to fine tune or whatever, you know,
Yeah.
they had a craft of some kind.
Yeah.
And for you, it was music,
Yeah, it was
right?
music.
Yeah. And so, like, would you have to? Because I mean, I don't remember, but did you spend a lot of time outside of school with that? Like, especially with the jazz band or marching band or anything?
yeah, well, I mean, like at that time, I just remember like it was a lot of like practice hours. That was like the most, you know, you're sitting in your room alone and you're just like clunking away, making mistakes, and like you don't really know how to fix them at the time, but you're putting in the time, you know? So
Okay,
like, yeah. And then like with band, you know, there'd be like early stuff, like there'd be competitions and, you know, like Friday night games, but it wasn't like that much time like outside of school, you know? You'd come in like an hour early for practice, you know?
Oh, okay. I
jazz
guess that's
band.
not too bad.
And yeah, everything else was just kind of like, it's crazy to think back like how driven I was at like learning the instrument, because it was like a lot of like self-drive, learning songs, just like what song sounds cool, what song sounds challenging, like I wish I still had that drive. I mean, I still do, but
Yeah, because
not as hard.
You still do.
You don't have
play.
that time now.
Yeah.
You know, goddamn, there's just nothing else to do.
I mean, the drive, it's hard to sit with, right? Especially for all these years. 'Cause it's always been there.
Yeah.
But, you know, the outlet, the availability to actually do it is, you know, is very limited now, right? Especially
Yeah.
as you get older.
Yeah, it's definitely just time management. And like, yeah, you just gotta be clever about when you do things, how you do them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's stupid. I hate it.
Yeah, that's like one of our biggest things. It's like we just want to do whatever we want, whenever
Yeah.
we want.
It's so wild. Yeah, I don't know. We just finally got to a point where it's like, oh, I need to do something different, man. Because, like, we're still doing the other things that are required of us for, you know, to make it in this society. I mean, if you can call what we're doing making it, first of all. But,
Yeah, that's a good point.
but then it's like, all right, what else can we do?
We're
that's-
playing along.
Yeah.
We're playing along.
I mean, yeah, there's not a whole lot else we can do about it other than try and keep trying, you know, at the things that are outside of that you know, paradigm, I guess.
So how do you find time to do any of the things you like?
Well, it's tough. Because, right now I get like 2 days off. So, you know, it's nice. Much better than a lot of schedules I've had. But one day is complete lazy day. And then there's a get shit done day.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't. I always get I find myself getting upset at myself when I don't knock out everything on my get shit done day. But it's like, look at all the other things you knocked out, you know?
Yeah.
You kicked ass today. You don't have to do everything. Like, you're just giving yourself excess stress.
Yeah.
That should be like, you should just be relishing in like the relief, you know? Like, oh, hell yeah. I had a lazy day, I had a get shit done day. All right, I'm set up for the week.
That's true. A lot of people are really hard on themselves for like not getting to the things that they want to do.
Yeah.
But you actually are doing some things. I mean, if you are, I don't know. Not everyone.
Maybe not everyone.
Yeah, but it's definitely a struggle for sure.
But you know, I think you and I have definitely shared this sentiment where sometimes, a lot of the times, actually, the thing we want to do is just be like, just hang out.
Yeah.
Don't want to do
Have
anything.
extra lazy days.
Yeah.
A couple more.
Like, it's just funny how that in itself is a goal to just like achieve to do nothing.
Yeah, dude. Oh, that's the greatest goal.
That's success right there.
It's so wild. Yeah. So in comparison, like, I always felt like all of y'all were always so driven and always so motivated, and I was just like, oh, whatever, dude. Like, I don't know.
So I guess that's when everybody was younger, though.
Yeah, definitely. And so, but you're still playing music now, right? You have a band.
Yeah.
What's the group called?
It's called Flavor Harmony. So
Flavor Harmony.
Flavor Harmony.
That's
I said that correctly.
That is a nice name. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Cranking my raggedy old truck up and hauling myself in town.
You like it?
Yeah, Flavor Harmony, because it's too, like, flavor, you know, suggests a really, I don't know, I guess involved experience, you know, like it's something you can like get deep into flavor, you know, there's a lot of kinds of flavors out there. What kind of flavor is yours? And it's a harmony, and harmonies are you typically like nice, right? They can put you in a certain mood and everything's just like flowing together. Like, I don't know, that's a really nice name. I like it a lot. Yeah.
So how'd you come up with it? Or did you come up with it?
Brandon sawed off a beer poster. Yeah.
So they're talking about like the flavors literally.
Yeah.
being
It's
harmonious.
my buddy does. He sells like a lot of Lone Star memorabilia, and OG Lone Star. Check it out.
What is it?
OG Lone Star.
OG Lone Star.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we saw some of his work last time we were
Yeah.
at the show. That was good stuff. I like
Yeah.
it.
So he had like this vintage like beer poster, and it was like at the bottom like enjoy the flavor harmony or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it's cute.
Nice. It
And
is
so,
cute.
are you still playing bass in that?
Yeah, I'm playing upright. Yeah.
Okay.
on that.
Upright.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. And so,
Slapping.
what does Brandon do?
He's playing guitar.
Guitar.
And then we have a third. It's just a trio right now. Our buddy Kevin, who
Cool.
plays harmonica. Ooh, best harmonica player.
Oh, that's
harmonica.
cool.
The best harmonica player I've ever played with. I haven't played with a lot, but he's amazing. He's amazing.
So it's guitar, bass, and harmonica. That's it. Whoa, that's interesting. So what's the sound like?
Yeah, so we do like just like Americana, like kind of folk, like that kind of Americana revival. I guess that's kind of cool. Like I saw a subgenre on Spotify that was like new alternative country, and it's like, well,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that style. A lot of like kind of old folk, a little old school like rock and roll sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then so Brandon's great at finger picking. You know, he's a monster. He's just like one of those Texas pickers.
Nice.
He learned that style so fucking well.
Oh wow.
And yeah, no, we do like 3-part harmonies. We've really worked a lot on that, which I'm kind of proudest of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
yeah, so you're still doing that. I mean, yeah, there's that drive right there. You
Yeah.
know.
We've been doing it like, we've all played together over the past like decade, but like it was like other bands we'd play with them. So it's cool. Like, we're together still doing it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome. So it's working well?
Yeah.
Mostly, do y'all gig mostly in San Marcos, or do you?
No, in Austin usually. I'm trying to get a couple
Austin.
gigs in San Marcos. Like, yeah, we've been playing at Hole in the Wall pretty much every Sunday.
Oh,
the
that's
last couple,
right. Yeah, yeah.
couple months because Brandon lives right there and he's really tight
Okay.
That's
with
awesome.
dinners and
Wow.
yeah, it's nice. It's our little home club for now.
Yeah.
That's great.
While we're still kind of like trying to find time to
Get
like
together.
let's practice more and let's get more gigs and
Right.
let's record.
Yeah, yeah. And what's that like working around y'all's work schedules? Do they?
It's tough because I'm the one with like the time constraints because
Oh wow.
Brandon's he's doing his OD Lone Star thing and like a lot of freelancing gigs that he likes to pick up. Dude's really clever at that shit.
That's nice.
And Kevin has his own like startup, but he's I guess they've launched, but they're trying to do like a official launch. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Kevin.
yeah. That's crazy though.
But yeah, so they have they're both working, but they have like just their schedule a little more open. most of the
Yeah,
time.
they can sort of choose.
And I'm
when-
like, I got Sundays and Mondays.
yeah. But that, like you mentioned earlier, that's awesome. You've never really had a schedule like that, right? Where you
Yeah.
get like 2 days off.
Yeah, like 2 solid days. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you're still working in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's like a grueling job,
is,
and
yeah.
so demanding. Like the chefs and cooks, they have to be there all the time because
Yeah.
y'all are the only ones that can make the food.
Yeah. Yeah, and most of them are maniacs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how'd you get into that?
Yeah, so after high school, went to UT, and then like just slowly drifted down here with a girlfriend at the time. Was feeling weirdly depressed, alienated, kind of thing. Wanted to escape Austin. Started hating this town, and then moved down there with her. Just like picked up first job I could, flipping some burgers at Johnny Rockets.
Dude, I remember that. You guys used to wear the hats.
Yeah. The hats and the dumb little shirts. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. That was kind of, if I do recall, there was a certain mood to those years, right? Like even for me too. Like I was pretty down in the dumps
Yeah,
too,
dude.
but like we had each other out there, which was
Yeah,
nice. Like
that was cool.
when we would hang out. Yeah.
But it was a lot of alcohol abuse
Oh yeah.
at that time. A lot of depression I didn't realize
Yeah.
I had.
Yeah.
But how was that to know?
Yeah.
I had
Right.
never dealt
yeah.
with that crap before.
Yeah, and then you're working like it's such a classical picture to paint, like you're just kind of down in the dumps, you're flipping burgers at
Yeah.
the local burger joint.
Yep.
Like it's classic.
Splitting a car to work at the same restaurant with your girlfriend.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You guys shared the car. Yeah. But I mean, that town. Did you feel like it was something that you needed more opposed to like kind of the city out
It
here?
felt
in Austin?
refreshing.
Right?
Like smaller town. I always felt like that's what Austin felt like, 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
Like just, I don't know. And something about San Marcos, like, I guess it's the river, but just everybody's like
nice river.
chilled out a lot more. And I mean, some of them are too chill. Some weird types.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just felt like a little like tight knit community.
Yeah.
That was just down the road from everything I already like established and loved in Austin.
Yeah, dude, I miss the river so much.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. 'Cause here, you have to drive to it, and you can't even like really get in the river itself because it's disgusting. So you have to go off to the springs, and like, but still, you can't just like ride your bike down there,
No.
unless you live like right there. But yeah, I miss just being able to even just walk, hang out there, and not have to worry about like being too far away. Like,
Yeah.
it was so nice.
You're always so close.
Yeah. And that was always something you could do. Just go to the river.
Yeah.
Go freaking hang out
nice.
at the river, Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Ziggy.
really cool.
Ziggy doesn't miss San
Ziggy
Marcos,
time.
though. Ziggy had a bad time in San Marcos.
I feel like I was a dick to Ziggy a lot. I'm sorry, Ziggy.
Dude, everyone was. Because, I mean, I lived in that, was it a 4-bedroom apartment, right? With 3 other people. And, man, it was rough. Like,
That's crazy. I forgot about that.
yeah, that whole place was just kind of always messy. And like Jeremy, the main leaseholder, he did a good job of like kind of maintaining it, you know. And he would, when he would pick up, he would pick up. But like the people that he would let crash there, it was a good safe space though. I feel like, you know, he offered it up to folks that could like use it, you know, that were just like kind of getting by.
That was such a nice little band of misfits.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and yeah, he was always so kind. Like when he was making a lot of money for some job, I can't remember what, but he would just always like take everyone out.
Yeah.
You know, he'd be like,
was
"You guys
always
want to
on
go
it.
get some dinner? Like, let's go. I got it. Like, don't
He's
worry
such
about
a
it."
sweetheart.
Yeah, super sweet. I remember one night we were all hanging out, you know, just like partying, drinking and stuff, and he had said something like, if I could, like, I would just like give my money to everybody or something like that. He's like, I don't feel like we should be divided the way we are, you know, like I want my friends to have the things that they want. Like,
Yeah.
who wouldn't, you know, I want everyone to be like happy and comfortable. Like, that just makes sense to me. And I was like, oh crap, I've like never heard you say anything along
Yeah,
these
right?
lines.
Because he's
but-
a dick most of the time.
exactly, dude.
He's a
You would-
lovable dick.
he would talk so much shit and like just make fun of you to your
Sarcastic, witty.
face. But he was really a sweetheart.
But he was like, I want you to succeed.
It was crazy, yeah.
Yeah, it's that San Marcos shit, dude. Too
Yeah.
chill.
Yeah, too chill. Yeah, it was a nice time, man. I do miss it from time to time, you know. But yeah, so
Cute little town for sure.
you were out there, you started flipping burgers, and that's how you got into cooking.
Yeah, I mean, I had that job at Texas Roadhouse before, and yeah, like played around with like helping people out in Austin, like different food trucks and stuff, and
Oh,
like
cool.
cooking and cleaning up over there at the co-op. Crazy place.
Oh, yeah, uh-huh.
And then moved in. Well, actually, yeah, I met Jeremy. Yeah, and yeah, he was at I don't know if I should call him out, but the other restaurant.
The name, yeah.
And then yeah, he got me a job there, and that's when I guess I really started learning. Like, it was that personal drive, I think, that came back, and in the form of like food, and that place was kind of hindering because I started like branching out and trying to create at least like silly little specials and stuff. And, the owner sometimes would just shut it down, or he had his vision, and that vision was making money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
And
That'll happen.
very much to a fault, a lot of like shortcuts that aren't cool.
Yeah.
Really?
yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. So I dipped out of that place. Jeremy actually dipped first and went to where I'm at now, and then he got me the job there.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so because he was leaving, so we just pretty much swapped out.
Yeah,
It was a running joke. It was like, dude, let me know when you quit your next job so I can
yeah, for
let
real.
my guys know.
Yeah, dude. Take the whole team.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all it takes. Like, it just blows my mind how some people make it such a difficult work environment, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, hey, you realize if we all work together, this goes really well. If we can all just, focus on the goal here.
People
like,
like drama. People like causing problems.
and then, especially in kitchens, I can imagine how, like, grueling that is, right?
Yeah.
Like, y'all are just... I think I recall you telling me stories about everyone just like talking shit to each other constantly, and just like picking shit with each other. But at the end of the day, most of the time they're hard workers though, for sure.
Yeah, and they love the like grueling horror that is back there a lot of times. And it's a stupid thing to love, but like you get into it and you feel really good about it while you're in the flow, because literally, like, you could be middle of a rush, not thinking any thoughts, and it's like a form of meditation in the strangest way.
Yeah.
But yeah, people do love that shit. And at the end of the day, it's just like, all right, yeah, you're still kind of like, you're like, yeah, we've been through this shit together. You're my brother, like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever shit I said earlier, no,
Yeah.
bring it up. That gets brought up when they're drunk.
I was gonna say, yeah. Then you guys go
Start drinking
later.
together. Yeah.
It was the rush talking, not me.
Yeah.
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 God dang, yeah. I mean, there is something sort of nice about that because I'm in an environment where it's kind of the opposite of that. Everyone has to be very proper, and
fake
polite.
nice.
And
Yes.
dude, I hate it so
Yeah.
much. And I just probably shouldn't say that because there's a chance that someone at work might watch these eventually. But, it's
Oopsie.
definitely not my vibe.
Yeah.
Well, I
They
mean,
know that about you.
yeah, everybody feels it. Everybody else feels the same. I'm sure. Like this fakeness. Like I'm gonna fucking tell you what I think.
I hope so, man. But I don't know. I question some of them,
I mean, even in the industry, like the restaurant industry, you still have to, you play nice for a little bit and then you're like, oh, everyone's cool, let's go.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. It just seems so freeing. I don't know. I obviously, because the grass is greener on the other side, so I admire it. Yeah. And so ever since then, you've just been doing like cooking gigs, right? Like restaurants,
Yeah.
food trucks.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been at Cody's for like 8 years.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, it's been that long.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when I moved out here. When I left San Marcos.
Right. Yeah.
It's been about 8 years
Yeah.
now. 8, 9 years, yeah.
That's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, and like I love that place because it was better quality ingredients, like a lot, just a better vibe between the front of the house, back of the house,
Oh, that's great.
and then the excuse me, the chef there was like really encouraging to be like, yeah, like we have a lot of this left over, play with it, like
Nice.
make something. And so that it really was like more of like an academy where like all of us were like learning together because it was like everybody was encouraged to like play with stuff. And so I kind of took it as, let me go through different like cuisines and just like pick some dishes and kind of like master a couple from each. And like you get such a great feel for so much aside from technique, just like developing your palate, like knowing basic ingredients and like different cuisines and like what the basics of the taste profile for that like style of food. So that was really cool.
Is the menu always changing there? If it never really stays?
For the most part, we always had like seasonal changes, and that was always kind of like crazy because it's like run this for 4 months and then try and change up all of it.
Okay, yeah.
But now it's a little more focused into like more of like a steakhouse kind of feel because we're getting like a lot of really nice, a lot of nice beef.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, we're trying to go a little more a la carte steak style. Get your size if you want, and then here are other mains like like some different styles. Like I always call it like New American because it's just like let's just throw like a lot of different,
Like a melting pot.
yeah. Essentially, it's like here's the steakhouse. We can offer you like here's a bunch of other shit you might like.
That's cool.
You'll fucking eat it up.
Yeah.
So you get to do the specials, like you were saying that you get to be creative. Do you get to take those specials to the customers?
Like physically.
No, just
Like
like
here you go. I made this.
Like this is the weekly
Fucking eat
section.
it. Eat it.
Do y'all have a chef's table?
We do actually.
You
Yeah.
do?
But it's not. It's still out.
What's
the
that?
dining room.
Okay. That's where like they essentially are sort of served by the chefs and they get to see everything happening and they're really like a part of it.
Like the menu?
Yeah. Yeah, kind of.
I don't know. That's the only reference I have. Have you seen the menu yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
What'd you think of it? Yeah, you liked
It's
it?
cute. I wanted them to go harder, but
No
like,
way.
Yeah.
How could they go harder? I don't understand. What?
I guess I was like, some of my restaurant trauma popping up is just like, fucking get them. But
Oh, wait. So what's the
a lot of
lesson behind that? Is there's obviously some sort of message?
behind the menu,
Yeah, that I missed. What's going on there? Because you're like, you wanted them to go
people-
harder.
Treat people well. I don't know. Care about your kitchen, maybe?
don't go to a secluded island to eat.
Oh, I thought like in regards to like the service industry or something, like maybe the customer to client.
Well, the chef was like, he was telling that girl, are you one of them or are you one of us? Like, we're all dying, but are you gonna
Right,
die
yeah,
one
exactly.
day?
That's
Yeah,
what
it was
I'm getting
definitely like a classist message. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
like here's our revolution against like our neoclassism.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
But then they like kill themselves. I don't get it.
I know. Isn't that wild that it was one of the cooks that was like, it was my idea. I can't believe he liked it.
Yeah.
Also,
That's crazy.
spoiler, sorry.
Oh yeah, if you haven't seen the menu yet, I don't care. So, all right. So yeah, you're getting a lot more creative ability there at Cody's, and is it still in the same location?
Yeah.
You guys move? Okay.
And then no, we opened up a second location, New Braunfels.
Oh, nice.
And then just recently, this 2 weeks ago, opened up a bakery right like 2 doors down from the San Marcos location. Our pastry chef
In the same
has her
little-
own physical space now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like still doing the pastries for both locations, but also has like the casual like bakery counter
Oh,
too.
that is so
Yeah,
cool.
that's
I
kinda
love
cool.
that for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really good when the chef who hired me, him and Cody actually like bought the place together. And so like now that he's co-owner, so much better.
That's
Having, you know, like someone who's come up in the kitchen and then is really intelligent, knows like the whole numbers side of the business. Like, oh, it's made for just a really good environment.
That's cool.
And
yeah.
That
like,
is fantastic.
yeah.
I know I went there once for one of your birthday get-togethers. They had it there at the restaurant. And
Yeah, I think that was my second 30th
Yeah.
birthday. Yeah.
got to meet the owner, and yeah, he was a really nice guy. Very
Yeah.
welcoming, super friendly.
Yeah,
and
super
like,
talkative.
It's great to hear. It sounds like, it's,
Really
it's a
friendly.
great work environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good.
No, it's fun.
Which are hard to find.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, especially in the fucking restaurants, dude. Like, and then that's another thing too, is I've helped like establish this like revamping of the kitchen. Like, you don't have to have a fucking ego. You're not like cutthroat here. Like, we're learning together, everything is just like chill. So don't, like if you get stressed, don't be a fucking asshole. Like, just let's talk about it. Let's fucking be reasonable.
Yeah.
Let's be adults. Yeah. And like,
Figure it out. It's okay.
and it's kind of weird. Some of these guys that are like not used to like, a head chef, like not yelling at them.
Yes.
It's just like, hey, taste this, do this better. Versus you're like, what the fuck is this, you fucking idiot?
Yeah.
You have a tongue? I don't see it. Stick out your tongue. Let me see it. Like some.
Oh my god. That's fucking rude.
Good one.
Stick out your tongue. Are you gonna use that?
Yeah.
I'm not in there.
God dang, that's
I get
wild.
to taste this stuff.
No, okay.
Yeah. So that's been nice, because it also feels like I've been working with like friends,
Yes.
who own the place now, and it's like now
Yeah.
I'm helping them, and I've learned a lot, and now I'm like in charge of the San Marcos location. Yeah.
Really? Pretty much?
Yeah. Back to the house.
Freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, congratulations. I had no idea. That's
Chef de
amazing.
cuisine. Yeah.
Oh, no way.
What is it? What? I missed
Chef
it.
de cuisine. There.
Cuisine. What does that mean?
That's just of the food.
Oh,
Of the
okay.
of the restaurant.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because we've got the New Braunfels location, and then we got the bakery now, and
Yeah.
our head chef, co-owner, chef John, he's literally between all 3 places all the time now.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so
Well, that's good.
He needs little generals set up.
Yeah, exactly. You've been working with him for so long,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and you guys have a good working relationship. So that's freaking. That's funny how you treat your staff can go such a long way, right? And people stay, and then you can build like this really successful like model.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Blows my mind every time. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if it works every time, but
Yeah.
it seems like a good idea. It seems reasonable
Did y'all
to
have a
do.
lot of hiccups? Like, was it difficult to reach this point, or was this a very fantastic place from the beginning?
See, so I came in when they were already kind of like three years in, I think. So they had like some hiccups. And yeah, like I've had my own hiccups there. A lot of like alcohol abuse.
Oh, is it interfering with work?
Yeah, it definitely was. Like you come in, you're hungover. That's like the cliche
Yeah.
of the kitchen guys. But then, it's like hanging out afterwards or just like hanging around while you're drunk is never fucking cool.
That's right. Yeah.
Start opening your fucking mouth. We were talking
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
And yeah, and you just say dumb shit and you learn.
Yeah.
You learn not to be a drunk.
But you got past that. What?
Yeah.
What sort of changes had to take place?
I think, like everybody growing up together, because it was like the culture to like, you have like your post shift beer or whatever to like de-stress, but then became like hanging out. And so I think all of us that have been there for a while, like, are like, yeah, can't do that shit anymore. First of all, like our bodies can't handle it. But like, second of all, like, yeah, let's get some fucking rest. Like, let's handle up, be responsible.
Yeah.
Like, take this seriously.
Yeah.
That's awesome that y'all could work together to do that.
Yeah.
Like at our restaurant, there's actually a few of us that are sober. Did anybody make that transition?
I don't think anyone like outright.
Yeah.
But it's a lot. It's been a lot of long breaks for a lot of like different people. Like I've had a really good long stint of breaks,
Yeah.
which has been really good for me. Learning not to abuse, take it with just like treat it as a substance, that it is. So
Right. Yeah.
personal
exactly.
growth.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yay!
And so, what did you do to be successful at that? What, like when you get the itch, I guess you could say, or you like wanted to drink, started getting cravings. Was there anything in particular, or you kind of just hung around?
I don't remember it being very difficult because I was at that point I'd already like decided like, let me start with a month, and then so, and I don't even remember like even like the first week being all that difficult. But yeah, I mean, I guess I did like set myself up like soda water and like having just maybe like, I don't know, a soda or something when I have that craving.
Yeah.
Trying not to make that transition from alcohol to sugar too hard.
Right.
Either,
Yeah. Exactly.
That is a common one. I think soda water has been a favorite for people that change that.
Yeah. It's that bubbly texture
Yeah.
fixation,
Yeah. It doesn't feel like you're just drinking water.
Yeah.
It has a little bit of fun to it.
Little bit of excitement in your mouth.
Yeah.
And so now that's still going really well, right? I mean, you're there.
I've maybe had, like I had like one night a couple weeks ago. It was like post birthday, kind of like, all right, fucking been stressful. Let me let loose. It was good, yeah.
Have a little party.
Yeah, before that, I think it's been like 3 months.
Yeah.
4 months like that, taking like, just little spans off.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then realizing like, just don't do it all the time.
Right. Yeah.
And don't binge drink when you do.
Yeah.
That's a good lesson too.
That's the hard one for sure. Yeah, that's the one I struggled with. So I was just like, I think I just need to cut it all out because I don't even want to like have to try to stop myself once I start.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm too laid back for that. But so now you're working at the restaurant and you're doing the band. How you've been just going from like musical project to musical project. You've had some solo stuff too put out, right? Like I really enjoy that stuff.
Yeah, that was always just like really cheap recordings, like phone recordings, stuff like that I could put up. I've been trying to record this album for like, I guess like almost 2 years now. And it's just frustrating to try to do like the production side of it while you're like, it's been a learning curve too, because it was new software for me that I got and like all this just barriers to entry that I'm like, so I kind of took some time off of it and then came back to it, took some time off of it. So that's been my, that's been my, I don't know, my white whale recently is getting this fucking album done.
For sure. Do y'all put out any work with any of the other projects?
We haven't, aside from Brandon, who he released his solo record, and I played on a couple of those tunes.
Oh, okay.
Aside from that, like I mean, all the like projects that I've been in never really released anything.
No.
So it's just been like live show oriented, I guess.
Yeah.
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 Which is super fun.
Yeah,
The show was really good.
always be fun to have like a here, take me home.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
nice.
I know. I do. I still have some of the recordings that you. I think you emailed them to me originally.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
'Cause I'm pretty sure those are like a lot of those were phone recordings.
Yeah.
And like
uh-huh.
I couldn't send over text
Yeah,
message.
no.
Yeah.
'cause,
You
you know,
have to email it.
too big.
It's too
Yeah.
big.
I mean, so that those songs in particular still require a lot of I guess just like editing, right? Like mastering. That's the word I was looking for, right?
Yeah. Like so yeah, so your mixing phase, your mastering phase.
Okay.
And it's just I don't know, it gets you have the idea in your head once you get there, you know, it's like, oh, do I know how to use this plugin? Let me start messing with that, and then you can get sidetracked.
Ah.
And like, I wish I'd learned a lot of this stuff earlier. I've like really gone into like the sound engineering side because
I see.
it's tough. It's tough to learn where you're just like kind of, all right, let me see YouTube tutorials
yeah.
on how to use a compressor.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, like you have the idea in your head, and it like you can hear it almost, and it's like you put all your tracks in, and it's just like okay, you've balanced it, and it's just like oh, there's just some frequencies that are there that are fucked up. Like how do I get to that? Like I want this effect over here, but not here. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a ridiculous process.
That's so interesting to me to have an ear for that kind of stuff, especially if you're just like, I don't even know like half the things you're talking about. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that does seem like really time consuming. So I imagine that does to try to get the project out there is going to take some time.
That's tough. And I'm thinking about just like reorienting myself, maybe just doing like, just make it like demo work and then just go get professionally done. So I don't have to worry about it.
I was gonna say, yeah,
Pay
'cause
someone.
Yeah.
you're doing it all on your own. Yeah, and so like you have to work.
It's been stopping me from like releasing any music, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
So,
you got
might as
to
well
work,
just-
and then you got to go practice if you're like part of any band right now, or you guys got a gig, you know,
Yeah.
and then you also have to have your like your day where you just do nothing all day, you know, because you got to rest, you got to
God,
recover.
it's so such an important day.
It is. It's unfortunately you only get like one.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, a lot of people out there though, they don't get any rest days.
Yeah.
They're just like constantly going.
Constant grind.
Yeah. And often, well, I guess I can't say that for sure because I only know the ones that I know about that are like very successful, right? And they're talking about it.
Yeah.
Well, it's just wild because I was thinking about how in the restaurant I know like several people that have two jobs and there's just no day off and they're constantly working. Some of the days they're working
That's right.
our
Yeah.
place and their other place. And
Yeah. And so you only have the one job, right? So that's fortunate, right?
Yeah.
I mean, geez. Like, yeah, you're not required to have to work two jobs just to cover your rent or whatever the
Yeah.
case might be.
Yeah, screw that. I get enough stress from this job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there
I don't
ever
need
a
another
point
one.
where you had to do anything like that? Work two jobs?
No.
To get
I don't-
by?
I don't think so. I think I've always just like struggled.
Yeah.
And been cool with the struggle.
oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Can we? I want to talk about the struggle. When you were over at, because you never lived at the 21st Street Co-op, right? Here in
Yeah.
Austin.
I was like living there for a summer.
For a summer.
Yeah.
But you lived down the
I lived
street
down the
from it.
street. Yeah. That's how I kind of like met everybody.
Okay, at that apartment. So, you had been evicted from that apartment.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was that like? Can you talk about that experience?
Oh, that sucked,
How
'cause
it
I was-
happened. And,
Yeah. I was definitely like, I feel like it was in the summer around that time. I just like, yeah, it was around like a lot of heavy depression
yeah.
that I started realizing, oh yeah, this is like probably not good. Just drinking every night and not even like drinking, it was like getting blackout drunk
Yeah.
to just like, I don't know. I think that was around the time that like my father died too. And though I never like really knew him, it gave me like a weird like existential realization, futility or just something
Right,
that
right.
just like, I don't know,
Because it was
just threw me in there.
yeah. If I recall the way that they said it went, it wasn't very nice, right? Like
Yeah, I was found under like some fucking underpass
yeah.
in like Nevada.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. And
I mean,
just
it sucks for him. Never
Yeah.
knew him.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you never knew him
Yeah.
to begin with. But yeah, so then,
Sorry, bro.
so that was like, yeah, you got that news, and so that's sort of what kicked off the beginning of the
That
eviction
really
process.
like started like me not caring about shit, and it got to the point where my lease was up, and I think I'd agreed to like go on like prorated, just month by month.
yeah.
And I think I was like the second month into that, and I was like late, like a couple weeks, because I think at that time I didn't have a job. I was just like playing gigs for money.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were playing with the jazz band around that time, and like having some decent paid gigs.
Oh, was that what was the name of that one?
Chico Chico.
That was Chico Chico?
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
that group was sick. I
Yeah,
really
the
liked
Gypsy
that
Jazz.
band.
It was a lot of fun.
That was
super energetic.
Yeah, it was the first time I ever heard that type of sound too.
Yeah.
It was like, what was it? I can't remember now. It was a jazz-esque, right?
Jazz manouche,
Manouche?
gypsy jazz.
Gypsy
but
jazz. That was the
that's-
one. That was the
that's
one. Yeah.
Probably not so cool anymore.
Right. Yeah. Sorry. But that's what we called it.
That's
We're
the
not-
genre. I mean, yeah.
That's the genre.
But jazz manouche, yeah, more effectively called.
It was fun, dude.
Yeah, it's a
I
lot of
remember
fun.
when one time I went to go see y'all play at the Firehouse on 7th Street.
Yeah,
here in
yeah, we had the
Austin,
little
behind the
residency
little
there.
bookshelf.
Yeah.
Dude, that place is so sick. And I was like, and the music that you guys were producing, I was like, this is like so fitting for
Yeah,
this
for
spot.
the little
Yeah.
tucked away dive bar kind of.
Yeah, because it's kind of like a speakeasy, but not
Yeah.
really. I mean, like the entrance, you walk in, and it's just like a front desk, and then there's like a bookshelf behind them, and then the freaking bookshelf opens, and then you go into the
Really?
Yeah.
bar. Yeah, yeah.
That is so
Real
cute.
speakeasy vibes, like
Yeah.
Wow.
Prohibition era, like. all right,
Yeah, expensive
Still
drinks.
exist?
Yeah, it's still there.
Oh, cool.
I was wondering, because
Yeah.
I haven't been like downtown or anything really recently. I was thinking about that place not too recently.
Yeah, as far as I know, it's still there, and like several others have popped up now because it kind of became a cool thing.
Yeah.
I've heard.
Easy type.
Yeah, yeah. So there's also that. What is it? The floppy disk store. Have you seen that
Oh,
one?
yeah.
I don't know what street it's on, but outside it looks like a floppy disk repair or like provider store, And
cute.
yeah, and you go in and you have to get a code for that one though.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how you come across it.
Not
So that's
going with
one.
that.
Yeah. And then there's another one that opened up in like a random parking garage somewhere. I'm not sure how you get to that one, but I know it's in a parking garage.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, so that band was a
Yeah.
sick band. I really liked it. It was fun to dance to.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
So many people grooving to that band.
And I remember I went to a gig with y'all one time where it was like at a nice restaurant too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was just like, I underdressed. I feel like I stand out. Like they're probably just like, who the hell's this guy? Why is he here? I was just hanging out with you, like I came to hang out.
Yeah, that's the beauty of that band was, we could play weddings, we could play, like corporate gigs. We had a couple corporate gigs too.
That's crazy.
And then you could just do like a house show and all the kids are fucking dancing their asses off.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I really liked that band. Yeah. But yeah, so then so rewind and go back to you were gigging with them, but
Yeah, that's how I was
you were
like kind of making money
Yeah.
and then borrowing money from my mom, I'm sure. And then I was late about a week and they had already been like, yo, clean your shit up. I also had shit spray painted on the walls,
Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
I posted a picture of it once
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I was also heavily drinking at the time, and I was just passed out on your bed.
Yeah.
And then
And
on
it-
the wall,
I think it just said, fuck you.
Why?
Yeah.
What'd y'all do?
I don't know. It was definitely like, I don't know. It was definitely a little too into the punk mentality at the time. I loved, living carelessly and recklessly. And it was very fun for me.
yeah,
Alright.
yeah,
And
it was
just,
fun.
I don't know. Felt like the world sucked and like, let me get a little piece of life.
Yeah.
Let me do what I want.
Yeah.
How do you feel about those times now when you look back on them?
It was definitely fun.
Yeah,
Stupid. But I like if I didn't go through that, I guess I wouldn't have really realized a lot about myself. Of course, I could have, I don't know, gone a healthy route and probably just,
right.
I don't know, done therapy or something early.
Yeah.
Learned some shit about myself without going through trials and tribulations. But yeah,
Right.
like I don't know, I appreciate it. It was a good time to just be a fuck up.
Yeah.
You know,
It's wild.
like really no responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't know. It's a fond memories.
Yeah.
That's cool.
All the dumb shit we used to get into.
Yeah, it was intense, but it was definitely fun for sure. I will never deny that. As reckless and careless as it was, as Travis put it. It was-
I definitely went around Austin spray painting like quotes from May 1968 in France, like some of
nice.
their like workers' protests.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
Like a lot of their graffiti, and I was writing around town, and it was the dumbest thing. But hilarious.
I mean, you still get a little bit of that. I see it now. I don't want to give them credit, but there's a particular artist, I guess you could say, who just goes around spray painting quotes now.
Yeah.
And then they always tag their name at the bottom.
Yeah.
At first, I thought it was like some internet thing. I'm like, who the hell's that? What's going on? And it's probably just the person that does it, you know?
Yeah.
Trying to give
Usually.
themselves some credit. Yeah. It was funny. There was one that they had done kind of around the Black Lives Matters protests and, like the rise in interest in like socialism and communism. So there's a lot of like Marxist quotes and stuff being spray painted around town. And it was funny because there was one right down there on Riverside where they misspelled something and I can't remember what it was.
Hell yeah.
And someone went to go fix it and they're just like talking shit on them, you know? Yeah.
On the wall.
It's like, oh, that's not a good look for y'all.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's silly.
Trying to be all intellectual and then you misspell something publicly.
Gotta proofread.
It was funny. But yeah.
Marxist quotes.
Yeah, Marxist. Yeah, I can't remember. What was the quote? It was something about peace.
Yeah.
And I think they misspelled peace.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a
a
simple
very
word.
simple
Yeah, it was
word.
a
I
simple
remember
word.
that.
Uh-huh. It's just like every time I drove by, it just made me chuckle a little, you know? I'm like, hell yeah. That's the representation out there on the streets. But so what eventually led up to the actual eviction?
Yeah, so yeah, they had come in because they wanted to start showing, and then they saw the spray paint and they got really mad and they're like, you need to fucking paint over this shit. And I was like, yeah, of course. Of course I will. And then and when it was like I was literally like 7 days maybe late on rent the following, like the second prorated month, and they're just like, fuck you, we're gonna turn this shit over. And then they just like kind of just threw all my shit out to the dumpster that was right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Is that wild?
Yeah, because I think I was like I crashed at a friend's place and then I came back and it was just like, yeah.
You were locked out?
Someone was like, hey, I think they're taking all your shit.
No, someone
Fuck,
notified
yeah.
you? Like, yeah, that's crazy.
So I was able to grab some stuff from the dumpster, but
Did you lose a lot? Or
Yeah.
what about your instruments?
I think at the time I had my bass over like with the band where we practiced. And I don't think I had like I think all my instruments were like kind of spread around and weren't there. But yeah, it was a lot.
But yeah,
It was like, yeah, a lot of shit.
but everything
Got,
else
like,
you
clothes
lost,
and
like
stuff.
I know you had a computer too at the time. Did you had a game console too, right? Like a PlayStation or something?
Yeah, it was like an Xbox, I think.
It was an Xbox, yeah, and your TV, obviously, like everything.
all that
dude.
shit.
All just chucked. So you lost all of that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And your clothes?
Yeah, I was able to get like a hamper.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. That's insane. Just like everything.
It was weird.
How did you start
crazy.
from there?
Well, it was like I was crashing with friends, and then it was like thrift, then rebuild the wardrobe slowly,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
because like there's only I don't know, so long you can wear your ratty old fucking clothes. So yeah, I was like, all right, cool, I'm homeless. Where to go from here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just I don't know. It was met with further like delve into depression.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it was like fuck.
Yeah.
That's everything. You know,
Getting
I
hit
think-
from all angles.
and I think at the time I was still like, you know, fuck materials. I don't need that shit. You know.
Nice.
Oh, okay. So
Still-
you're trying to be minimalist. As
Yeah, but you know, like I was trying to like rationalize it to my
Right.
brain that was feeling like loss of essentially my identity at that point. You know, everything that constituted my identity.
Yeah.
I thought, but yeah, it was just drink through it and shit'll hopefully get better.
Yeah. And that was so readily available too, right? Like it was just everywhere. You
Oh,
could
it's
just go to
everywhere.
the co-op. You could go to any of the bars.
Yeah,
Like,
super easy.
yeah.
Super easy to just
You knew a lot of people, especially in the neighborhood, right? The
Yeah.
immediate neighborhood, because
yeah.
that's like college district, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Because there's
West
all
Campus.
those co-ops. West Campus. That's right. I couldn't remember. Yeah. That's crazy. So then, what was your next apartment out after that?
Yeah, that I think that wasn't until because I was crashing with Brandon for a while. He let me stay at his apartment. And then I was like crashing at the co-op essentially like one summer. And then I think it was when I moved down to San Marcos.
Yeah, you got your first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because kind of moved in with the girlfriend at the time, and then we moved in with some old co-opers who got a little house. I guess it was on the another apartment first, and then into a house, and then
Yeah, that's right. What was there was a name for that house too, right?
it was like the dojo.
The dojo. That's right. And that was just like known within that like circle of friends, right? That's what just everyone called it there.
Yeah, I think one of our buddies had like some older friends who lived in that house, and like that's what they called it too. So there's
Aw.
a bit of a legacy.
So just
trying
stuck
to keep
with it.
Yeah.
Dude, I forgot about that place. Holy
Yeah.
crap. That's wild. Yeah. So then, I remember y'all living there for a good minute, right?
Yeah, I was kind of just like floating around and trying to get my bearings. I
Yeah,
guess.
because I was like, once you have like an eviction on your
it's
record, it is
gonna
so difficult
tough, yeah.
to continue like renting or getting your own place. Like, that must have been tough.
Oh yeah, it ruined a lot of shit for me, credit wise,
Yeah.
that I've just recently fixed.
Took some big
that's
hits.
great.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, you just got a new freaking truck too. You said you're about a year in now, right? Yeah.
Nice.
First
truck.
big purchase. That's really nice.
I know,
Yeah.
feels good.
Dang, can you imagine like how far you've come from
know.
all that?
Yeah, I do have to, I guess, remind myself sometimes, like, hey, I was a shit ass. I was kind of a terrible person, and like, I'm so much better now.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
That's great.
Did you ever did you ever take the leap and go to therapy or anything like that, or?
No, but I will say that I had a strong group of friends in San Marcos that would like to be vulnerable and talk about a lot of shit.
That's good.
So it was cool, and like, I don't know, collectively having like essentially like group therapy while you're
Yeah.
drinking.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, you do start to pick up on, you know, some of the words, some of the concepts, and like realize patterns in yourself, and yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Start to realize from just like friends, you know,
Yeah.
who are trying to grow together too.
Right.
It's kind of adorable.
Yeah, dude, that's
is.
freaking awesome. Yeah. And the friends that you made, are they from like the places that you've worked at, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of like, work friends, and then friends of friends, you know.
And is it still the case that like everyone kind of knows everyone in that town, or has it grown at all since you've been there?
Yeah, it's definitely grown. I feel like because I don't go to the places that I used to hang out
Yeah.
anymore.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like I just know like older crowd of friends and like work people, and I just don't really branch out
Yeah.
Yeah.
much. So I'm sure everybody still like knows each other, but I feel so out of touch sometimes.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
my choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of necessary.
Gotta
Especially.
tuck away, do my own thing.
Is that just because like you don't want to give yourself to people, or because you're secluding yourself because they may not be the right kind of people for you?
Yeah, I guess it probably partially that. It's like you try to be more selective with like hanging out with quality people, you know, now. I guess I'm a little more selective because you just meet so many people who are drunks throughout the years, and like everybody, it's like, are you surprised that person did this fucked up shit that you heard about from someone else you were drinking with? But
Yeah, right.
yeah, you just, I don't know. I don't really try to make friends. I just like need so much time to myself now.
Okay.
And knowing that I need time to myself has probably been super beneficial because that was the whole thing, was like keeping the party going. Like,
Yeah.
don't want to be alone. Don't want to feel shit.
I
Yeah.
was just gonna say, how did you discover that in yourself?
I guess like, I don't know if it's I don't know if I really push people away by trying to be so close, so needy, like because I was trying not to confront everything I was feeling, you know? I don't know there was a specific time with that either. Just been like this slow realization that like, damn, like you're just being codependent with anybody that'll like pick you up essentially, like
Right.
just have some time yourself. I don't know, working grueling hours probably helped, like being tired and just like, I don't want to hang out with these fucking assholes that I work with all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, just being tired and having alone time,
Yeah.
actually seeking it out.
Trying to recover just
Yeah,
from
getting
like
that rest, really.
the grind of having to work all the time, you know, and feeling rested. That's a big one for me. It's just like, if I'm not rested, I'm grumpy.
Yeah.
You know, that like seems to never change with people.
No, for real. And then it's like, it's really tasking to even, if you do hang out with the people that you work with afterwards and you're all just having a drink, that camaraderie is there, but you don't realize that it weighs on you. It's so heavy.
Yeah. It's difficult to realize, especially, I mean, I don't know. In my situation, I feel like for whatever reason, my nonsense wasn't necessarily being called out, you know, which I don't think was the best, because a lot of the times the people around me were doing the same thing,
Yeah.
you know?
Enablers.
So, so it's hard to come to those realizations, you know, how do you do it? Like, if no one's telling you, right? So I think that's freaking awesome that like you had a group of friends that were also willing to be vulnerable with, you know, with you and with each other, and you guys could really dig in and see what's going on, you know, and then figuring that out on top of that. Because that's only like half the work, like realizing it, you know, and like accepting it as like true.
Then you have to solve the problems.
And then you actually have to work through it.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. So now with this particular project that you're working on, Flavor Harmony, do you guys have any plans, or kind of just seeing where it goes?
Yeah, I mean, right now we had like a little discussion a couple weeks ago about like, all right, let's at least like set up some short-term, long-term goals, like things we can knock out. You know, because we're really happy just like playing music together, but you know, like let's do something with it. And so, no real solidified plans right now, but talking about getting some recordings and you know, doing like a little tour.
Yeah. Have you ever done any other tours before?
I've done just one.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, we did like a Texas tour, and then we played in New York.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
that was with another band, singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
She's really good.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. So what was that experience like?
Oh, that was cool. It was like, it felt good, independent.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing what you wanted.
Yeah.
Like everything that like you put in hours for learning this silly little thing.
Right.
And like, yeah, you're getting to go out, you're getting paid, and people are showing up in a different state.
Yeah.
And listening to you.
Yeah,
and like,
that's cool. That is really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, I can imagine. And like you get a taste of just like, of being like that, being the thing that you do, you know, as your livelihood. And so were you guys, I imagine you had to fly out there, right? Like that's crazy.
We flew out to New York, Then we stayed in like Williamsburg. We like, that was before Airbnb, but we like essentially just like found a guy that was in between renting apartments, like his apartment out. And it's just like, yeah, we just want to stay here a week.
Okay.
And then like give us like a
Nice.
pretty sick rate.
Yeah.
To be like in a nice spot in Williamsburg, like, you know, third floor, like not on the bottom floor and
Wow.
still like a nice little area.
Right.
Nice
yeah.
view.
Can be kind
See
of.
some rooftops. Yeah, no, it was cool.
Yeah, dude. I feel like
was
that
sick.
was the sort of practice that led up to Airbnb, right?
Yeah,
Especially upstate like that in those
Yeah.
areas. There's probably a lot of that going on. Like, hey, I need someone to rent out my place for like a month. I'm going
Yeah.
to Europe. I
Yeah.
don't know, like some
yeah.
nonsense like
Yeah,
that.
Craigslist. There was like house watching or swaps or something like that.
Yeah.
House swaps.
Yeah, because they would go to like overseas and then they would come here.
Sure, yeah.
I think there's a movie about that too. I don't know it though, but it came to mind.
Wouldn't be able to tell you. I don't know either. What was the gig up there? What would you guys play? Where'd you guys play?
Oh, I can't remember now. That was like, I think that was 10 years ago
Wow.
that we did that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the spots that we hit.
Okay. But like the rest of the tour was here in Texas?
Yeah, we did. I know we went up to Denton. I remember that because we stayed with this guy who was a fan of hers and like just offered us to stay in his house while he was staying at his like girlfriend's house.
Oh wow.
And he's a Jimmy Buffett head. So it was like
Okay.
a whole room, nothing but Jimmy Buffett
Oh
shit.
my gosh.
That's
And, like,
interesting.
Pinball machines and ice hockey, full bar, total bachelor pad,
I was
dude.
wondering, like that was
He's
his
an older
place.
guy. He was an older guy too.
Okay.
So,
okay.
you know, and then just like dope ass pool
Yeah.
in the back. And he's just like, yeah, nah, I loved your set over here. Yeah, you guys can just crash here for a couple
Wow.
nights.
That's pretty nice.
So, yeah, feel free to hit the liquor cabinet, whatever. Love you guys.
Yeah.
That sounds like a fantastic tour.
That was fun.
Yeah. And that's how it's done a lot of the times, right? In like
Yeah.
the DIY scene, people
Yeah.
are just like making connections with fans, right?
Yeah.
And just crashing at their places.
Reach out for people who want to, you know, be reached out to.
Yeah. I see that a lot actually, especially bands that come here through that are not, you know, famous or anything, but like they do have their following, right?
Yeah.
They come to Austin and then they'll be posting on their Instagram stories or something like, "Hey, we're coming to Austin. Is there anyone that you know wants to let us crash at their place,
Yeah.
or maybe can like refer us to somebody?" You
You
know,
always
like-
get some hits. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, social media has made that process a little easier, right?
Oh, hell
Is that were you guys using those networks? Or
Yeah.
those platforms? Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely, I mean, definitely Facebook at the time. Instagram is still,
Facebook. Yeah.
I mean, pretty new.
Yeah. That's wild, man. And now how are you guys going about that kind of stuff, making connections and
Yeah, I mean, right now we're not doing a lot of outreach. We're just kind of, you know, just playing, getting in our reps right now.
yeah.
You know?
Okay.
So, yeah, like just a silly little post here and there, like, hey, come out if you want to. But
Nice.
yeah, it's kind of, right now is our little grind.
Yeah.
I feel. Like, play to an empty room, like, who cares? You know,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
this is practice.
for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Or if, you know, the room's full, it's like, hell yeah, that was good.
Nice.
You know, just one more rep though. You know,
Right.
make sure
Yeah,
you're doing it.
essentially. Yeah, and so you guys are sort of like a residency at Hole in the Wall right now, could you say?
Yeah, I mean, we played every Sunday in October until I got COVID.
Okay.
But
You just had COVID again?
yeah,
Damn.
and it was one of those things like, all right, allergies, whatever, and then it was just like, all right, I should probably test.
Oh man.
Then I didn't test, and I just took a couple days off, and it's like, I'm better.
Oh, that's good.
That's nice. Did you get the vaccination? Did you get boosted?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got. I don't even remember which one though,
Yeah.
but yeah, a while ago when it first came out.
You only got one? You never got any of the boosters?
No, just the one.
Yeah, Sam. Did it make you feel any different when you got the shot? Like immediately after?
Aside from the little weird tail that I grew,
Yeah.
it felt great.
So I was wondering about this thing that I had, you know.
No, I mean, I got a little like sick feeling.
You did?
Just the day of.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Okay.
that was it.
That's interesting. Dude, yeah, because I myself and one other person I know had kind of the same reaction to it. It's really strange. We got like it was like we had just had an adrenaline shot or something. It was
got fucking amped?
Like 30 minutes after, I remember because I had to get mine in San Marcos actually.
Yeah.
So I drove down there to get it. And on my drive, they make you wait like 15 minutes afterwards, I guess, in case you don't die. And so I drove back up. All of a sudden, dude, just out of nowhere, I was just like, "Oh, I feel pumped! Like I'm ready to go! Let's do this!" Like all jacked, and I had to go to work the next day too. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get a coffee! Like we're gonna fucking kill
hell
it
yeah.
today." It was weird, and then several hours later was like this huge just like crash.
Whoa.
It was crazy. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. And I did start to feel like a little sickly, which is the more common reaction, right? That you
Yeah.
hear more about. And yeah, I was like, oh crap, I guess this is it. And then I started
wild.
realizing, I was like, man, I was so like energetic earlier. Like, what the hell? And it wasn't anything that like I had felt before, just being like, I don't know, excited about something or maybe have too much coffee. It was definitely a different thing.
Yeah.
And then I talked to my friend about it. I was like, hey, how'd you react to it? He's like, I don't know. Like all of a sudden I had all this energy. And I was like, dude, I had the exact same reaction.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. And then he's like, yeah. And then I crashed. And I'm like, same. What the hell?
That adrenochrome wore off, you know?
Yeah. So,
Stem cells, dude, they'll
who
get
knows? Yeah, maybe it added some more years to my life too. You know,
Maybe.
What if I had like the superhero reaction to it, and now I have superpowers I just haven't tapped into.
you. Vaccine man?
3 years later. Oh, that's so lame. Yeah,
You just remind people to get their vaccines every year.
yeah, like brought to you by Pfizer. That's gonna be my slogan. 'Cause why wouldn't it be, right?
If they're the ones
paycheck.
that gave you the powers, yeah.
Yeah, I'd do that.
Thanks.
I would do that if they paid me.
No.
Why not? If all I had to do was just say that slogan every once in a while and make bank from it, I'm
Oh.
all right with that.
I thought you were like,
Probably have to get boosted too,
yeah,
though.
it's like you're probably
Yeah.
gonna have to get the shots.
We could do
Weekly
s-
boost.
Yeah. No, we could do some saline shots, right? That's what they did with Biden. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Fake shots.
Problems.
Political. Let's go.
Political. It's not even political. It's medical. Come on.
That's true.
Oh, I mean a little bit. 'Cause
Yeah.
They talk about how politicians never do that whenever they're on. Like, we got it too. No, liar.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorite ones is watching Obama drink the water from Flint, Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody get me a glass of water.
Yeah.
I just want a glass of water right now. I'm thirsty. Like, no. It's like, I'm going to drink it. Takes like a little, a little nothing
God.
sip.
Gotta love the optics, you know?
It's great, dude. I
Yeah.
love the performance. Yeah. The
So-
production is just top of the line.
Gosh,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
No,
The
but
spectacle is real.
yeah, it's awesome. It's a world stage, right? We're just living in a movie, y'all. Let's get out. We gotta tap out. No, I'm just kidding.
We're just an Elon Musk simulation, man.
Yeah. It all began with Socrates. He tried to warn us, and here we are. How many thousands of years later?
At least one.
Yeah. At least that's what the current timeline
It's all right.
suggests.
We haven't made it any better. That
Yeah.
sucks.
Depends on who you talk to.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all right out here.
Or is it hard out here? Hey.
Ew.
No. So, but I mean, yeah, as far as like, God, all the struggles that you've been through and you've like come out of.
Self-inflicted struggles, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting point, right? Because yeah, where else would it have come from?
It's like if you dig yourself a hole, don't complain about like having to, climb out.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. I mean, for you, what was an initial plan when you moved out to Austin for UT? Like, what was the goal there?
I think I was trying to go for jazz, and then I missed the audition, and I think I was just like, yeah, let me go with English. I like to read.
Yeah.
I really had no plan, and at the time, I really don't want to make a plan.
Right.
I don't know, I guess I was against thinking about a future at that time. Like I just wanted to live in the moment, have
Yeah.
a good time.
Okay.
And a very, very much like a fatalistic sense of life, just like could die tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's just party.
Okay. Yeah.
So I really didn't think too much, a thought or two about being a professor, but always found like little drawbacks of,
Sure, yeah.
why not to do anything.
Right, exactly. You're always finding that one thing just to be like, no, well, there's that, so
Yeah.
I'm probably not
Yeah.
going to do that.
I love to throw a monkey wrench in
Yeah.
everything I do.
Yeah, exactly.
For the most
yeah.
part.
And I'm just you can just hang out and like drink,
Yeah.
party, whatever.
Yeah.
Just try to live life and experience it and see what happens.
Yeah. So when you were a kid, was it just like you want to do music? Did you have that kind of idea? Like when I grow up?
I think so. And that was kind of, teenage years for sure. Yeah. When I started playing, I think I want to do music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. I mean, through you guys, I learned about a lot of different musical group like bands,
Yeah.
like just all these different types of styles and whatnot, And then,
And that was cool too, because around that time we were just all kind of listening to different shit,
yeah, I always
all
thought
got
that
to
was interesting too. Like,
listen to each other's music.
not everyone really listened to the same thing necessarily. We had some groups that we all kind of
Yeah.
agreed on for sure, but everyone had their own little thing.
Yeah.
That was always cool. Yeah. That was
That's
interesting.
awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. For sure. And then the jam sessions, right? Like for me, those are some of the fondest memories.
Yeah, same,
100%. Like,
Still to this reason, to this day, the reason I can't sit at a fire and not want to play guitar.
yeah.
That douchey guy at the campfire, but it's like, no, this is what we did. Yeah. Fuck you.
But see, it's different because it was just us.
Yeah.
Like we weren't doing that at parties or
Yeah.
anything, right? We wouldn't involve other people. We
Yeah.
wouldn't have to put other people through that kind of stuff.
All right, you want to hear Wonderwall? Huh?
Yeah. we would just do it when
the chicks.
we'd hang out. Yeah. Sometimes we would bring other people though, right?
Yeah.
And they'd be hanging out with us doing what we would do. And yeah, so of course they would have to sit through it. Like,
Yeah.
like, this is what we do. Sorry.
Hanging out.
Yeah. And it was like every time too. It
Yeah.
was so great.
Dude, yeah.
I think in those days especially, it was a really good outlet for all of us just to let out so much angst that we all
Yeah.
had, and just like disapproval with I don't know, just being alive, I guess. I don't know what, just
Yeah.
teenage angst, right?
Yeah.
Like we're just pissed off just to be pissed off.
The numerous reasons.
Yeah. And just like screaming at the top of our lungs these songs that we just, I don't know, we sort of we revered it,
Yeah.
Those the lyrics.
Yeah. It's definitely, we all share the same kind of sentiments about life. And I don't know, something so beautiful about just belting in the middle of the desert, just these silly songs. And God, it felt so good.
Yeah.
Really
Still
did.
bet.
Still kind of get chills thinking about that.
That's
sure.
awesome.
God, just going for it,
Yeah, it was just blowing our voices out.
Yeah, blowing our
every
voices
night.
out.
Not realizing it because we're hammered.
Singing the same fucking song, but it's
like 4 or
Yeah.
5 songs over and over and over.
but everybody was into it. Though.
It never got old. And
Just do it.
yeah, even when as the years went on and everyone started separating and doing their own thing, the times once in a while when we'd get together, we would still do it, but it was just, obviously it was never the same. It was just
Yeah.
kind of like,
As
man.
having a course.
No, it's just having everyone there,
Yeah.
singing along together. Yeah. Because it would just be us two, really.
Yeah.
Because we would do that in San Marcos from time to time. Yeah.
Yeah, that song. Yeah, those songs are a cool little time machine for us because
Yeah.
we can still play them, sing
Yeah.
them together, and it's you get that
sure.
feeling that you had
Yeah.
back then.
But I think for me, I held on to that a little too long.
Yeah.
I was really hung up on it, couldn't let it go.
No.
And I would just always go back to that. And it didn't help me. It was holding me back a lot, I just couldn't move on.
Yeah,
Yeah. Always wanting things to be different than what they were, right?
yeah,
So then I would drink just to avoid it and not have to really deal with it.
Look at you now.
Put me back in that state, take me back to that place. But yeah, but dude, I mean, you've come such a long way. It seems like you're doing really great now.
yeah.
The thing with
Double hip surgery later too.
oh, I forgot about that. We didn't even get into that.
Yeah.
That's right. It was necrotic, right?
Yeah.
You had to get a hip replacement.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
So doctor really had no explanation. He doesn't know. He said, "Hey, maybe it was from your drinking, but we don't really know.
Right.
He's like, all we know, maybe it was like, like familial. And I was like, there's
Yeah.
no one in my family who's had this like crazy of like cartilage death.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
insane.
essentially.
When did this happen?
Started around 2018, I want to say. What I thought initially was just like, what's that like kind of nerve pain that goes through the leg?
Sciatica?
Yeah, I thought it was like sciatica at first. He was literally just putting on pants one day and it was just
Yeah.
sharp pain down the leg and like to where I had to fall back. And then just slowly, just like regressed into like extreme arthritis and like I couldn't walk. Of course, I had no health insurance. I had like no one really to go to.
Yeah.
So I went to like a physical therapist for a little bit, like one that I could afford. The restaurant helped me out paying for that.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic.
So he had me like doing exercises, which in retrospect just helped get that like bone on bone going. Like it was started grinding.
So it wasn't good.
So yeah, he was doing things that he thought was helping, but
Right.
like the necrosis was just like so intense, and like my
Yeah.
right leg that it was like starting to grind bone.
That's insane.
Started shaving off some of it.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, I mean,
Crazy.
you had to go full blown surgery, right? That was the only solution.
And also, the only way that I really could afford it was silver lining of the pandemic for me was that, like, getting unemployment really helped me to get that initial payment they required for me because, again, I still had no health insurance. Yeah. I had like a severe medical condition. But yeah, I kept going to see this doctor and he's just like, we're going to figure it out. Like, you need this
Yeah.
surgery, like, and it's going to be life-changing for you. And the financials will figure it out. He was cool.
Wow,
He's
that's
always
fantastic.
checking in on me, like, really good, just generally invested in like your well-being.
Wow.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it was really nice. But yeah, I was able to pay for like the day of upfront
Yeah.
payment. And yeah, like my left one started going too. And the doctor said like it's gonna be a couple of years that you're gonna have to get
Okay.
on the left side too. So he's like, I could go in there. He's like, let me snip it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get that shit out. And yeah, it took like an hour and a half, I think.
Yeah.
It was like under 2-hour operation for both sides.
Wow.
And I still want to ask him for the footage. I'm like, dude.
Oh, did you get to watch it at least?
No, I didn't.
You haven't seen it?
I was like,
okay.
I keep thinking about like calling him up. I'm like, hey man, I want to watch
He
that
seems
shit.
nice enough.
Yeah. Something weird and macabre about like seeing
Yeah.
yourself get open.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to
exactly.
I want to see that, but I don't.
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. So
Yeah,
just-
and like it was crazy. He knocked out under 2 hours. Later that day, after I woke up from anesthesia, I got up and did a little lap around the floor.
yeah.
Wow, you were walking after surgery?
Yeah,
Immediately
because
after.
they're like, yeah, if you can walk, go for it. I
Yeah.
was just like, all right, hell yeah. And it was so cute. Like all the nurses and all the staff were right there and like, didn't you just come out of surgery? And I was like, yep. And they're just like, yeah, cheering me on. I was just like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, any motherfuckers want to race?
That's crazy, dude. Yeah, because I remember seeing you a couple times before the surgery, obviously, and it was getting pretty bad. And yeah, you had a limp.
Yeah, it
You
was
like
bad.
you could not walk
I
straight.
had to have a
like-
cane for a while too.
Yeah. You had to take it easy. It was just like, oh my God. I remember thinking to myself, like, oh man, is this like it? Is this the start of like the ultimate decline? You know, because yeah, that looks really rough. But now you're like completely fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, like fully recovered. It's
I've
crazy.
like gotten back into some good physical habits, like going to the gym and stuff, and
Yeah.
just like getting back. It's been a slow build to try and like strengthen all the parts,
Yeah,
all
right.
the parts that got atrophied and whatnot
Yeah.
over the years. So like now I'm finally able to like start jogging again and like
Oh,
working
wow.
out. So I've been, it's been good like 3-4 months. I've been like
yeah.
every week really good about going, and now it's habit. So
That's
really proud of
great.
that.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
so I mean, even
Whoa.
even though you were walking right after the surgery, was there still like a long
6
recovery
months,
process? Yeah,
6 to
right.
8 months about like where it was like needed about 2 weeks to make sure that like the like the prosthetics like fused on to the bone,
God, that's
like grafted on
Yeah.
essentially. And once I was like through that, I was like, just making trips around the block.
Okay.
And then it wasn't about like 6 months in that I could like walk without a walker and like without getting really winded too, because I wasn't exercising at all.
That's crazy. My God.
Yeah. So, and then I think it was about 9 months later that I went back to work. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
And it was,
impressive.
crazy.
Yeah, that must have been so difficult, like dealing with that before the surgery, because your work is grueling. You're
Yeah. And
standing and
you
moving.
get used to the pain.
Yeah.
Like
Really?
it's
Yeah.
it's so easy to just be like, well, this is my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like can't do anything about it. No money for.
Yeah, really.
Do you think that
For
contributed
doctors.
to the alcohol abuse? Pain reliever?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I was
Right.
doing like kratom at the same time. I overdosed on
gee.
kratom. That
Oh,
shit
wow.
sucks.
Yeah.
Fuck kratom.
Oh my God.
It's the worst thing ever.
What kind of drug is that? What is? It's just is it a
It's like
hallucinogenic?
I think it's considered a very light opioid.
Really? Whoa, that's great. That's dangerous.
It's in the family.
Dang, dude. And yeah, so now you're out and you're working with this band and things are going great at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's looking up.
That's amazing.
That's
And
good.
you have a new girlfriend,
have a new
right?
girlfriend.
You said you've been together for a year, over a year?
Yeah, a little like about a year and a half now.
Yeah. And that's going really well.
It's going really well.
Hell yeah.
It's so cool to be with someone who can be open, not only like about their boundaries and like their own like healing process, like emotional, physical, mental, and just like being able to like share as adults.
Yeah.
And even like in moments like when couples should be getting in fights, like it's so cool to be with someone that's just like, let's take a beat. Let's like talk about this. Like, I don't know. It feels like I'm actually in my first like adult relationship where
Yes.
I'm contributing.
Yeah, right.
And not, I don't know, it's not one person taken from the other person or like, or you guys just aren't on the same terms. Like it's really cool to be the same page
Right,
with someone
It sounds mature.
and like in a really good place in both of our lives.
That's awesome.
We've gone through all our shit, and then now it's like, all right, let's steer this back in.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I forget who it was. Someone's like, yeah, I spent my 20s like just fucking going off the rails, and it's just like the 30s are just like, yeah, let's turn this motherfucker back around.
Yeah, right.
And I feel it, like, and it feels good.
yeah.
I think this is what happy might be.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, don't get ahead of yourself.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
you never know.
But
dude.
still enjoy it, and that's great that you can feel that and sense it and
Strange.
identify it as well.
Yeah.
Like that's freaking cool.
Yeah, it's weird, right? But like you're actually communicating. It's a
Yeah.
mutual communication.
Yeah.
It's not like one person telling you like, "Hey, you need to shape up,"
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
vice versa. Or you're
Yeah.
telling them like, "Yo, you need to shape up." Like, no,
Yeah.
it's a discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's totally cool to be like, hey, I need to date myself.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, all right, not get offended.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's a big
It's
one.
small things like that.
Yeah.
That like become big fights, like small little irritants that become large resentments.
Mm-hmm.
We do kind of talk about this a lot. Like, let's not have anything that becomes a large resentment
Yeah.
later, because like it's just a tiny issue, a tiny non-issue that could have been resolved
Yeah.
in a second by just saying, oh yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah. Like it's it kind of loses its origin, so to speak, just because like it starts off as a small little thing and then it blows up, right? And all these other things come out too, and originally it was just because of that one
Yeah.
little irk that you
Yeah.
never addressed,
Yeah.
right?
Crazy.
Yeah, like there was it on the Lex Friedman podcast? He had a divorce lawyer on. Talk about this episode a lot, but because it was such good information,
Yeah.
And he was talking about how like so many couples are like, where did it all go wrong? How did this start? Where did it begin? And it's like, oh, we're so far past that. Like, there's no way we can go back to where this begun. You just got to deal with what's going on right now.
So
Like,
sad.
yeah, don't even worry about how
Yeah,
it
but he
started.
touches on that thing where it's like it's the little things. It's what you didn't address. It's what you didn't
Yeah.
say.
Yeah,
So how are you going to make it work if you don't communicate?
Yeah, for real.
yeah,
You gotta talk.
that's wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good that they're very direct too. Because that's important to be able to be direct and not have anyone get offended, like you
Yeah.
said. That is so
Yeah.
vital. It's like, hey, I'm just gonna be real with you, okay?
And it's cool. I think like a lot of the like I don't know what it is about couples and like like almost a need to like be toxic, or so like we get that feeling out by like playing toxic. Like we like to be really silly and play toxic.
You.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I do with her,
Yeah.
and I've told her like
And it's such a good way to get out that like
Yeah.
whatever innate feeling that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I try to tell other people too, just so I make sure like it actually isn't bad. I'm like, yeah, she like allows me to kind of just like pick at her all the time and like talk shit or whatever. But she knows I don't mean it. Like it's
Yeah.
just a way for me to kind of vent or like let it out,
Yeah.
get it off my chest.
Because it's not just that, it's not like you're constantly playing a shitty person.
Right, yeah, I'm not like that all the time. yeah. Like, but I'll say some shit, that would- if anyone else heard, they'd be like, "Whoa!" Like,
Yeah.
is that how he treats her or whatever?
Yeah.
But it's not. I'm playing.
Yeah.
I am, and she knows it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Oh, we love like causing a scene in public.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
me too. Holy shit! I love
Very much
saying
so.
things just so like other people will hear it.
Yeah.
And I want them to think like,
Oh,
"Oh my
yeah.
god, he said." Dude, just the other day we had it. We were in the frozen food section, and
Oh, that lady.
there was something. I don't. What was I teasing you about? I don't remember. Like,
I was talking about like ice cream flavors or something. You're like, I don't care.
yeah. And like I was just being a dick, right? And this lady in one of those like scooters, the grocery store scooters, was like, he was like, "You better care." Oh my god! Like she just got all up in our business, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, she's fine. Like she needs that motivation to make a decision. She has a hard time making a decision. She's good." And then he's like, okay. Well, you better be nice to her." And I'm like, "Oh no, I am. Yeah, I am." And then as she was walking away from the freezer, I kicked her in the butt, dude. And then this lady got like upset. She was
Yeah.
just like, "What? Don't you hit her?" And then like she tried to run me over with her scooter.
Dude.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "This is assault." Like, I was like, "I don't know you." I was like, "No, you don't." And then I found myself just like kind of jumbled up in my brain. Like I wanted to be like, "Dude, you don't know our relationship.
Yeah.
Like, who the
Yeah.
hell are you? Like, what are
Yeah.
you doing? This is so inappropriate. You're like attacking me right now. Like, you don't know what's going on."
Yeah.
Like, but then I thought like, I don't have to explain myself to you. You're a freaking random person.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on right now?
Yeah.
And then she did.
was so weird.
She hit me on the arm with her hand, and I was just like, "Okay, we gotta go. Like,
Yeah.
this
Calm
is
down.
getting too
Like, you
serious."
go that way.
Yeah,
It was weird.
Weird.
It
I
was
I don't want to throw
very-
you out of your scoot.
yeah, dude, it was very strange, but that's so funny because I do the exact same stuff.
Yeah.
It helps.
That's fun. Yeah.
It does. It works though.
Yeah.
You have to do it with the right person, obviously.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I realized this about myself because I was that way with another, an ex-girlfriend. And she did not like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she took it seriously, and she was hurt by it. And that was part of, the reason why I felt like we had to separate because I was like, we're different. Dude.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't working,
Yeah.
It wasn't an ugly breakup per se. It was just very much like, I don't think this is working.
Yeah.
Like I don't think we pair up well.
Yeah.
And like realizing that now, it's like, oh shit, like she lets me do it.
Yeah.
That's dope.
You gotta find somebody that understands your context, your liminal language.
Yeah.
Everything you're not saying by
Yeah.
what you're saying. Yeah, that's
No, that's awesome.
that's
And
where
that
you get a
sounds
nice
good
sweet
for you
partner.
too. Like
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, dude, that's so sick. It's very
Nice.
awesome.
Adult relationships, aren't they crazy?
They are.
It's weird. It's
weird.
For sure. But it feels good too.
Respect, communication,
Yeah.
honesty. Oh my gosh, like, that's wild.
Yeah.
They're not. It's like they're not real. It's
Support? What? Whoa.
for real. Encouragement. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's weird. But and then it's also hard to be that for someone. You
Yeah.
know? Like you also have to be available to offer that same sort of service.
Yeah, You
But
have to be in the right spot for it too.
exactly, yeah, you
Some
have
people
to.
never make it. They're never
Yeah.
available for that.
Yeah, I think it takes a lot of self-awareness, right? Like know how you are and know what you're capable of providing as well,
Yeah.
and be honest about that, right?
Yeah.
Because like if you're trying to be supportive for someone, but you really could give two shits about like
Yeah.
that issue that they're going through. Let's say like you
Yeah.
don't agree with it, you can't like sympathize or empathize with them. Just like I don't get it. Like why are you so upset? And you try to force that. I don't know. That might not be so good.
No, never. Because you're never being true to yourself either. And
Right.
maybe it's just because it's not a match.
Yeah.
Maybe with like a different person, you do realize that you can give that.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I mean, dude, I'm just so shocked to find out that like you do kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like there are people out there that can take it.
Yeah. No, it's cool. Just make other people uncomfortable, and that just that makes you feel so good.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
Like, and then those people have a story to tell when they get home. It's like, you would not believe what happened at Target.
I overheard this couple. I can't believe I was like, girl, you need to get out of that. Have you seen those those trendy hand signals for like the help me signs?
Yeah,
and stuff like that? Yeah. I recently discovered this. Like she told me about it. I was like, that's a thing?
I forget what it is exactly, but
Yeah,
it's
I
like
know,
behind the back, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something.
And there's like different ones, right?
I think there's even one when there's like a dot in the hand too, and
Yeah.
it's like somebody would notice that. Like,
Yeah.
that abusive person's gonna be all like, "Why'd you do that?"
Especially now that they're watching that video.
Yeah.
We're gonna see that.
Yeah, we would joke about that. Like the person that's doing the like abusing would just be like, "What? Really?" Like,
Let's see all the hand signals that are out now.
yeah,
New hand signal dropped. I gotta,
Yeah.
yeah, I know, right? Imagine
I
being
gotta
that person that's
abduct someone.
keeping tabs on that, just following that trend, that hashtag.
Keeping
mean-
an eye out for it.
Dude, there's some crazy stuff happening out there, like that the internet is providing us with. I've seen people breaking into cars by intercepting the clicker like signal.
Oh yeah.
They'll just throw up like an antenna, and they're somehow or another able to get the car to unlock. And they
seen
don't.
that.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's a video out there
wild.
of this person just standing by an Escalade, and he just has this antenna, and he like puts it up, and he's just like waiting and waiting, and kind of moving it around a little bit, and then eventually just it unlocks. It was
wild.
like, oh my god, because they figure the person's nearby. They live in one of these, like it was in an apartment complex in a parking lot. It's like they're in one of these units somewhere.
Yeah.
Signal's got to reach.
Oh my gosh, science.
I know. It's wild.
Goddamn
So much
wizard.
to learn.
It's scary, yeah. And I heard like Kia's recently had, or not recently, but not too long ago, had a recall due to like theft, right? Because people were able to,
Unlock with the same.
yeah, like with a USB or something like that, with
really?
like a fob or something.
Oh,
Not a
yeah.
fob. What are they called?
I think that is what it's called.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
a little
little key
USB
fobs.
thing. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, you can just like intercept signals and stuff. Yeah. But I don't know. That's neither here nor there. Adult relationships. Going about life in a healthy manner, dude.
Yeah.
That's what's up, and that's where we're at. And I'm so thankful that all of us from those days are like, really, really nipping that shit in the butt now.
Yeah.
Like, we're getting
Working
at
it
it.
out.
We're working
Yeah.
at it. Yeah. I'm like,
Gone from those goofballs
yeah,
to like, I don't know, some
but
well-structured adults.
Yeah, kind of growing
cool.
up and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's really sweet to see.
and it was hell though. It was hell getting through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot to go through. I'm surprised that we're still alive and dude, we made it.
Sometimes I wonder, there's a couple specific things I'm like, yeah, that was
Survived.
I could have literally died that day.
we made
Us
it out.
2 seconds later.
Yeah, we made it out of so much shit. Like we never got arrested, really. We never got like citations. Like we stayed out of trouble, and we stayed alive.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you two.
Yeah, I guess.
We're
But
the lucky
dude.
ones.
Huh?
We're the lucky ones.
Yeah, because not everybody is so fortunate. It sucks. But yeah, here we are, and hopefully we continue, dude.
Yeah.
and we can see where we're at in
Keep thriving.
another few months or so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, thank you so
Yeah.
much for doing this.
Yeah,
We really
for sure. No,
appreciate
my pleasure.
it.
It was fun to learn more. Like that was really cool about your background and like where you're coming from and stuff. And
thanks.
then the hip surgery, that was wild. Had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a crazy curveball. I completely forgot about that. Yeah.
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 That was so recently too. Through the pandemic, like good God. Like even scheduling an appointment for that was such a hassle, right? 'Cause
For real, yeah.
There was no one was taking anybody for a long time. They had to stay available. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'd love to see how everything goes from here on out too. So if you're down for it, we'd love to do a follow up too.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah, dude, and see where the band's gone, see where
Yeah.
you're at with Cody's, you know. And I mean, God, even since you've started there, that restaurant's come such a long way too,
Yeah.
you know. And and you've been a part of it.
Yeah,
You've been a reason for it.
Yeah,
you
I've been
know?
proud to have something, tied in
Yeah,
to my name. Like, hey, yeah, I'm actually kind of proud of
That's
about
it.
this. Yeah, learned a lot there. Yeah,
You got some creds now.
a lot of
Got some
business
credentials.
acumen now.
Yeah.
Put on a nice fake face for people.
Yeah. I mean, it's business.
Yeah,
yeah, for sure. But I mean, and like, a lot of business should be done that way, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta treat people
Politely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You gotta be nice. But yeah, dude, again, thank you so much.
Yeah,
All right.
thank
And
you, guys.
thank you guys for tuning in and joining us. We really appreciate it. As always, like, comment, subscribe, share.
Please tell your friends.
Tell your friends, tell your family.
Tell us some stuff.
Tell your hoes. Make sure they know to get everyone involved. All right. I appreciate y'all.
Thank
Thanks.
y'all.
bye.